What happened while we were away, brought to you by a Riyadh Redux. President Trump delivered remarks in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia yesterday, and it sounded a lot like his first Riyadh speech 8 years ago, except perhaps maybe on steroids.
I believe it is God's job to sit in judgment, my job to defend America, and to promote the fundamental interest of stability, prosperity, and peace. The gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits like those who spent trillions and trillions of dollars failing to develop Kabul, Baghdad, so many other cities. Instead, the birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves, the people that are right here, the people that have lived here all their lives, developing your own sovereign countries, pursuing your own unique visions and charting your own destinies in your own way. It's really incredible what you've done.
Trump landed in Qatar earlier today and signed more economic deals, including the largest order of civilian aircraft in Boeing's history.
We're extremely honored to have you here. We're very excited, very happy. It's a historic visit. And I don't know if you know that you are the first American president to officially to visit Qatar.
Back at home, let's check in on Congress. That's Representative Debbie Dingleberry, just totally passed out asleep during a committee meeting this morning. Good thing Republicans are in charge of the House. Learning English today. Today's phrase is Los Republicanos en la Cámara creemos en que cada ciudadano americano tiene el potencial de prosperar y beneficiarse de las oportunidades de trabajo.
House Republicans believe that every American has the potential to prosper and benefit from job opportunities.
Yes, that is a real post from House Republicans yesterday, written in both English and Spanish because reasons. Other than, I guess, the Lake and Riley Act, congressional Republicans, Congress in general, hasn't passed any meaningful legislation so far this year. Quote, we need to get Americans off the sidelines.
What happened here? Yeah, we're all trying to find the guy who did this and give him a spanking.
It's obviously this guy, right?
Yes.
Following weeks of Democrat accusations of judicial intimidation and claims about an improper arrest, a federal grand jury determined Tuesday that there was, after all, sufficient evidence to indict Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan on charges of concealing a person from arrest and obstruction of the law. The indictment alleges that Dugan committed multiple affirmative acts to assist Eduardo Flores Ruiz evade arrest following his pre-trial April 18th appearance in her courtroom. CNN's Joseph Goebbels continues to make headlines this week for excerpts from his forthcoming book about the cover-up, which he participated in, of course, of Joe Biden's obvious mental acuity issues. Case in point, as Steve pointed out this morning, here's a headline from Jake Tapper's own section on CNN's website. On the eve of the Trump-Biden debate just last year, less than a year ago, right-wing media figures are desperately pushing conspiracy theories about Biden ahead of the debate. Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson were reinstated by Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred on Tuesday, making both eligible for the Sports Hall of Fame after their careers were tarnished by sports gambling scandals. Manfred announced Tuesday that he is changing the league's policy on permanent ineligibility, saying bans would expire at death. Rose and Jackson were among 17 total players reinstated on Tuesday. In the oddity of all oddities, not sure if this was planned, but tonight is Pete Rose night for the Cincinnati Reds at their ballpark, and they play the Chicago White Sox. And finally, dispatches from the Hotel Calais in France, where illegal aliens are waiting to try to get into Great Britain. Here's GBN News.
Why should English people pay for you to have a house?
Maybe they give me house, they give me anything I can need, they give me.
Just give it.
Yeah.
Why?
Because people in England is perfect.
Oh, so you think we're all rich people,
Yeah.
so we can give? Okay. Yeah. Can I tell you something?
Okay.
We are not all rich people. If I said to you, look, we don't have enough houses in England, would that stop you coming to England?
Okay. Maybe I come back in my country and I change in another country after.
Yeah, maybe you try another country if you realise that we can't afford England. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what happened while we were away.